Good morning, students. Welcome you all in this learning session. Dear students, today we are going to start the second part of the chapter, The Sound of Music. Dear students, today in this session we will study para number 1 to 5 of this chapter. Dear students, this chapter gives in brief the life story of the great musician Bismillah Khan. He is a Shehnai maestro. It also tells us about the origin of the Shehnai. Bismillah Khan is one of the great personalities of Hindustani music. He belongs to the Banaras Gharana. He was born in Dumrao in Bihar. His interest in music was visible from his childhood. As a Shehnai player, he has won national and international awards. He has traveled all over the world. He has also been awarded the nation's highest award, Bharat Ratna. Bismillah Khan thinks that music can bridge the gap between different communities, so he wants that music should be made a compulsory subject in schools. The theme of the chapter, my dear students, is that music has the power to bridge the gap between any two communities, any two nations. The authors focus on Bismillah Khan's achievements in the field of classical Shehnai music, reveals how this great musician's life was devoted to his passion for Shehnai. Dear students, in the first para, the author is saying that Pungi was a musical instrument, the predecessor of the Shehnai. When the Mughals ruled India, before the Britishers came, there was a very famous Mughal ruler named Aurangzeb. He did not allow the Pungi be played in his royal residence because he felt that it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. So, any musical instrument which is made with reeds, like we have flutes, clarinets, they all are classified as pungi. So pungi is a broad term for any type of instrument which uses wind to produce sound. As Aurangzeb has banned all these reeded noisemakers, he had banned pungi in his royal residence. No one thought that one day such noisemakers, such instruments which made unpleasant sound would be played and their sound would be liked by the audience. As the pungi had an unpleasant sound, there was a barber who belonged to a family of professional musicians and he wanted to play the pungi, but he knew that the sound produced by pungi was unpleasant and so he decided to improve the sound. This barber took a pipe which was a hollow stem. It was longer and broader than the pungi. He made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Then he blew air into the pipe and closed and opened different holes. He found that soft and melodious sounds were produced when he did like this. When the barber played this instrument in the royal court, everyone liked the sound produced by it. The royal court thought that this instrument was different from the pungi and so it should have a different name. Now there is a story behind the name given to this instrument. This instrument was played for the first time in the royal residence of the Shah. Shah was a name given to king. As the nai, that is the Indian term used for a barber, had played it for the first time, they called it Shehnai. So the first part is Sheh, which stands for Shah, and the second part Nai, that is a barber. So this instrument was named as Shehnai. The sound which was produced by Shehnai was considered to be a good omen and so it was played on good occasions. You can hear Shehnai being played at many temples and at weddings also. The Shehnai was a part of the Naubat. Naubat is an Urdu word and it means traditional ensemble of That means a traditional group of 9 musical instruments. These 9 musical instruments were played at the royal court, and Shehnai was also a part of the Naubat. The Shehnai was played at the king's court, in temples and at weddings. It was used on stage in performances, and the credit for that goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan, who was a legendary Shehnai player, and people wanted to hear him play the Shehnai. Dear students, when Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, he lived in an old estate named Dumrao in present-day Bihar state. He used to play gilli danda, an old sport quite similar to cricket. Also, he would go to the nearby Bihari Ji temple. Although Bismillah Khan was a Muslim, he would go to the temple and he would sing the song Chaita in Bhojpuri language. When he would finish reciting the song, he would get a big laddu as award, and the weight of that laddu was 1.25 kg. This was a prize given to Bismillah Khan by local Maharaja for singing the Chaita. The writer says that this incident occurred when Bismillah Khan was 5 years old, that he would get this laddu as a reward, and after some times that Bismillah Khan also earned the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. So this is the distance that he has travelled in his life. At 5 years of age, he would get a 1.25 kg laddu as a reward, and at 80 years of age, he achieved the highest civilian award in India, that is the Bharat Ratna. Dear students, in para 4, the author is saying that Bismillah Khan was born on 21st March 1916 in a family of musicians in Bihar. The lineage on his father's side was full of great Shehnai players. We can say that Bismillah Khan ji acquired the skill of playing the Shehnai from his ancestors. His grandfather was a great Shehnai player. He played the Shehnai in the court of the Bhojpur king. His father and all paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. In para 5, the author is saying that at the age of Bismillah Khan ji also started learning music at an early age. When Bismillah Khan ji was just 3 years old, his mother took him to her parents' house to his maternal uncles. They lived in Benares. And when Bismillah Khan saw his maternal uncles play the Shehnai, he was attracted towards it, and he also wanted to learn playing it. Bismillah Khan started going with his uncle Ali Baksh to the Vishnu temple in Banaras. Ali Baksh was on a duty to play the Shehnai at the Vishnu temple of Banaras. When Bismillah Khan saw his uncle Ali Baksh play the Shehnai, he would get attracted towards it, and he would practice throughout the day. He never get tired. He was so captivated by the Shehnai. For many years, Ustad Bismillah Khan remained in Banaras. He would visit the temple of Balaji, temple of Mangala Maiya, and would remain on the bank of river Ganga, where he would practice playing the Shehnai all by himself. At this point, we come to know about the talent of Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was so inspired and motivated by the river Ganga, it provoked him to improve his performance, and he also invented many ragas that were considered impossible to be produced by a Shehnai. Ustad Bismillah Khan worked hard and invented different sounds with the Shehnai. Dear students, here are the meanings of some of the difficult words. You can take the help of these word meanings to understand the content properly, and after this, value point of the content is given on your screen. You can read and understand it, and with the help of these value points, you can read and understand the book content properly. Dear students, after all these things, it's time to answer some questions. Okay? Your first question, my dear students, is what did Aurangzeb ban in his palace? Options are playing a pungi, playing sitar, playing music, none. Dear students, the answer of this question is Aurangzeb had banned in his palace on the playing of pungi. Okay. Now your second question. Who thought of improving the sound of pungi? A musician, a singer, a barber, and none. The answer of this question is a barber thought of improving the sound of pungi. Now the third question. How is the Shehnai different from the pungi? Options are Shehnai has a better sound, Shehnai looks more beautiful, Shehnai is made of wood, and none of the above. Shehnai has a better sound quality than pungi. Now the last question, and the question is, who changed the perception of the Shehnai? Options are Tansen, second option is Evelyn Glennie, third option is Bismillah Khan, and fourth one is all. The answer is Bismillah Khan has changed the perception of the Shehnai. Now my dear students, after all these things, it's time to answer the classwork questions. In your classwork, I have given you 5 short answer type questions, and I request all of you to start answering these questions. Okay? I hope that all of you would have understood the content properly and enjoyed the session. I also hope to meet with all of you very soon with the next module. Till then, take care of you, and thanks to all of my dear students. Thank you.